Welcome everyone to a Beastmen vs Vampire showdown with Papa Palpatine and Taurox taking it to Pantalonnade and Count Noculus. This battle took place on El Anguil with a close fight to the last unit. So here in the front line with the Vampire Coast, we can see Count Noculus here on a Necrofex Colossus. He'll be here with Captain's Wrath Moondial, Rastorm, Arcane Conduit, Invocation of Nehek, Drown Dead, and the Curse of Undeath. In support, we are going to have the double gunnery whites here on their crabs with Scab's Grath, very good here at dealing with all light armoured infantry. In the front line, we are going to have the triple deckhand mobs. In the back, we are going to have the quadruple anti-large and armour-piercing polearms to support the nice pocket, which is made up of 3 handguns. Also here, including the Black Spot. 2 units of the anti-infantry bombers here in the middle to really aid and help in that frontline skirmish. We're also going to be having the Lamprey's Revenge. The ROR boys here with the crabs, good with their 120 armor, 59 melee defense, and of course that regeneration, making them super tanky and a very good endgame unit. So, for the Beastmen, 2 units of the Vanguarded Centaurs there on the right. For the front line, a mass load of Ungors, 3 spears, 3 axes for the Ungor herds as well, and in the sky, 4 units here of those Harpies. Probably expecting some sort of gun bats, but unfortunately here none today, but they'll certainly have some use here up against that back line. So, for the backline infantry, the Blackhorn Ravagers, one of my favourite units here, with the Rowdy ability, giving that perfect vigour and that added leadership. Leaping and bounding here, the brand new monster, the Jabber Scythe, coming in with the Aura of Madness and the Bile Blood. In the front line, we are going to have the legendary Lord, the Brass Bull, who's going to be in support of Brass Body, Slaughter's Call, and Blood Greed. The elite cavalry here, the ROR Throwing Axe, Grokus of the Wolf's Run, with that Drunken Bravado, giving that restoration, leadership, and perfect vigour. The last unit today here being the Brave Shaman of Wild on foot. Of course here on a chariot being a massive target here for all those guns. So he will be having the Vile Tide, Dissolve, and the Bestial Surge. So nice and wide here from the Beastmen, something I expected, but a little bit of a different build here coming out of the Vampires. Normally seeing quite a few gun bats, today quite the different build indeed. As you can see, immediately shooting here using Noculus up against the Grokus. Some nice shots there, killing 4 models already. That will really aid in the end. Of course, you're going to get less value there from that regeneration. Another volley going in, killing quite a few units as well. 9 models down already. 5 in the second shot, 4 in the first. Now, as you can see here, the gunners are going to be shooting here up against these Harpies. But something I really like from these Harpies, they're going to push into the blind spot here of the handgunners. Now, that means the handgunners are either going to have to turn and burn, or they're going to have to focus on the front line and then take the rear charge here from the Harpies. Gunnery Crabs here going to be shooting in the front line up against the Brave Shaman. It looks like here as well, Noculus was getting a couple of shots into Taurox the Brass Bull. So he's going to be waiting in the back here until the front line does engage. Looks like here we are going to be taking a couple of shots here into the Jabber Scythe. Those guns just unrelenting here. The Black Spot just piling into the Jabber Scythe. Already losing a couple of thousand worth of hit points there. As we do manage to see the Harpies here getting into the Handgunners. Second unit as well. And it looks like we are going to get a Scab Scrath here in the front up against the Ungor Herd Shields. Blackhorn Ravager is going to be waiting here, trying to see if the front line can do some good damage in the beginning. To try and see if we get too much damage up against these bombers. Taurox coming in later as well. Looks like here you can maybe target up against one of these gunnery whites or get on top of Count Noculus. Looks like here we are going to get a Vile Tide in the pocket. Some lovely damage here up against the Black Spot. Excellent work there, down to 71 models, and they're going to be wavering as well. Combat roll here from Taurox with the Brass Body, coming here up against Mr. Noculus, as we do have some throwing axes here from the Wolf's Run. They're going to be piling it into the backside here of Count Noculus, down to 5.2k health for himself as well. Looks like a summon in the front here, really trying to see if we can pile it on top of Taurox, but unfortunately not going to quite have the mass here to pin him in. He's going to be charging here, really chasing after Noculus where he can, and trying to get all that good armor-piercing damage down. In the front line, we are going to be struggling here with the Brave Shaman of Wild, and some of those gunner rights are going to be targeting here. Hopefully we try and get a couple of shots on to finish him off. Yeah, big shots there in the front. That is going to put him down to 260 health, and he shatters! Only 2.5 minutes into the game here, and we've already lost the Winds of Magic here from the Beastmen. Winning the front line, though, with those Ungors, we're going to be pushing into the back now, starting to shut down the Black Spots here and the Handgunners as they do shatter there at that last moment. We actually have the Jabber Scythe down to 2.7k health, really pouring it into that back line and causing absolute terror everywhere. We can see here summons of the zombie pirate gunnery mobs here, really trying to get in and filter and prevent all this backline madness. It looks like we do have some polearms coming back into the fray. Gunnery Crab shooting into Torok the Brass Bull. He certainly needs to find some Sanctuary of Protection. This Gunnery Crab is going to be getting a bunch load of throwing axes into his back. He's going to have an Invocation of the Heck to try and heal him and keep him alive. But here in the back, those body slams really piling it into Count Noculus here. That Jabbercythe doing an absolute move here on Count Noculus. We are going to be getting that Aura of Madness, getting that damage over time in a 40-meter radius as well, as long as he is engaged in melee combat. That's going to be quite handy at taking down this big, thick, tanky force. In the back, we are going to be shattering those polearms. Very good here up against all the cavalry of the Beastmen, but in the pocket here, we've certainly ran out of all that infantry. In the middle, we do have a Gunnery Crab here going down to 1.3k health, negative 16 leadership. Those throwing axes are devastating here. Looks like we do actually have the Jabbercythe in the back. It looks like we are going to be overcasting and causing damage up against Noculus, but an overcast Invocation of the Heck here to heal up all those crabs. Coming back in with the Ungol herds and the front line, it is going to break pretty easily, but they'll come back with vengeance. Flying high in the sky are going to be those Harpies, those Gunnery Crabs still going. Those Lamprey Revenge are super tanky here in the middle stage. They're going to be at 4.2k health. Looks like we still have 9 models online as well. Really trying to see if we can pin in up against that Jabbercythe, but he can certainly pull out of his own units as well. Hard to see him keep that pressure on top of Count Noculus here. He's going to be roaming just a little bit free here, but in the back, so we are going to get some more units. And coming back out the forest is going to be Torok the Brass Bull. The bad boy himself, 844 health. Not looking super healthy, but he can certainly pack a punch here in the later stages. Nice combat roll yet again. Love those combat rolls there from the big man himself. But the Jabbercythe going to be slamming here into the front line, whipping his tail there into the Gunnery White. He's going to be going down there, so that's 1 of 2 down, and we still have a bucket load of armor piercing left. Looks like here we have the Groghoov still running out of ammunition though, so they are going to have to wait on that regeneration. Constant cycle charging in the front line could aid. Hopefully try and see if we can take down those Lamprey Revenge over time. But in the back here, we are going to be moving into Jabbercythe. That body slam going straight into Count Noculus. Invocation of the Heck. Arcane Conduit going down for him. Trying to see if we can get that mana and the extra healing. He's going to be getting pretty low here. 1.3k health. 900 for himself now. Really struggling. 800. Taking some serious damage from this Jabbercythe. He's going to be negative leadership. 350. Is that going to be the finish? He goes down! A big hit here coming from the Jabbercythe. Really pulling it full for the Beastmen. Turox is going to be breaking here in the back. 25 health for him. He's going to be only on negative... Oh, he's on 5 leadership. I have absolutely no idea how this man of brass is going to keep going, but he's going to be fighting here for the Beastmen indeed. Fighting in the middle here, looks like we have the Lamprey's Revenge and only the Gunnery White left. These 2 models up against the mass infantry force left from the Beastmen and all that cavalry. Charging in with the Centaurs, rear charge up against the Lampreys. They are going to be on that negative leadership here. They are going to be slowly dying over time. Massive negative to leadership. Negative 18 there. 1.8k health for them. Of course, that regeneration going to be keeping them alive as long as possible. And in comes the bad boy himself. Jabbercythe is going to be wavering. He's at 600 health himself. Going to be causing that damage. But he does shatter. No, he is going to be going off the edge of the battlefield here. And that's a shame to see. Torox is coming back though. 25 health. And I don't know if this is a big play here. Balance of power is in the favor of the Beastmen very heavily. 1 Gunnery Crab left. Is he going to 360 no-scope, though, is the question. He does! He shoots him and he goes down! Torox is going to be clutching at his war wound as he falls down onto his chest. Defeated here up against the nice bigger Gunnery Crab himself. Breaking and shattering is going to be this front line. Look at that! Everything's going to be breaking here. Harpy shattering, front line of Ungol shattering. Balance of power coming back to even as well. I don't know if it was worth pushing in there from Papa Palpatine, but certainly here could pay dividends for Mr. Pantalonnade. Moving in though, the Groghoovs as well as those Centaurs going to be fighting up against this Gunnery White. He's going to be having 3k health left for him at 7 minutes. This bad boy up to 59 kills already. He unfortunately is going to be trapped in by this heavy mass. Wavering here at the sight and the loss of their lord, the Brass Bull himself. Looks like the Blackhorn Ravagers are coming back in. Ungor Spearheads as well. Continuous cycle charging from the Centaurs. Really trying to delete it here up against that Gunnery White. A Scab Scrath through the pocket. Deleting bucket loads of these Ungor herds in the middle. Going to be breaking them as well. That's a beautiful ability there from the Gunnery White. He's going to be thumping and slamming those big pincers into the backside of those Centaurs, breaking them. But it looks like here we do have the Blackhorn Ravagers coming in with that perfect vigor up against that Gunnery White. They're going to be slamming big town down on this White. 2.5k health for him, cycle charging yet again with the Groghoovs, really trying to get the maximum there out of those charge bonuses. Ungors just waiting on the periphery. I'd like to see some of those. They are going to be very tired. Maybe try and see if we can get some mana back here. Just wait a little bit. Try and get a little bit more cycle charging here out of your cap and keep yourself going. It looks like we are going to be shattering the Black Horns. We are going to be shattering with the Centaurs as well. Moving back in with the anti-large spears. Really trying to give it here up against that Gunnery White. 2.1k health for him. Groku's at 2.7. Wavering here for the Ungors. They are going to break and shatter as well. So it's just going to be Groku's here up against the big white himself. The bad boy crab is going to be fighting both of these together. Just going to be skipping on here. It's going to be a 1v1 up to the end. Winner takes all. The regenerating drunken bravado from the Groku's up against the Scabscrath of the Gunnery White. As we can see, fighting here, armor piercing coming out of that Gunnery White. Big slash animations. Looks like he is going to be wavering. It looks like it is going to be favoring here the bad boys of the Beastmen. But unfortunately here, you can see that leadership is going to be going down. It all comes down to, can those Groku's hold, or are they going to be going down here on leadership due to the Gunnery White? It looks like, oh my god, a win here coming from the Vampirates from one single Gunnery White. God damn, what a finale here between these two absolute legends. Pantalonnade pulling it out here, one white to the very end. Probably something looking at maybe about 1,000 health left for him. Absolutely thumping it, 143 kills. We jumped into him at 59, so that's nearly 100 kills there to finish off the end game and win it here for the Vampire Coast. Torrox the Brass Ball, 780 damage value for him for Papa Palpatine. I don't know how I feel about him pushing in at the end, even with only 25 health, keeping at the end just that added leadership. You saw that mass rout and shatter there from that front line, and the remainders there of those Harpies. I can't think of anything apart from a win there up against that Gunnery White, but of course, losing Torrox was a big, big loss. 620 here for the Ungor Spearherds, and it looks like 420 and 150 here for the Ungor Herd. For the Spears with Shields, 270, 350, and 500. And for the Blackhorn Ravagers, 660 for 189 kills. 94 kills, 600 here for the Centaurs, 110 kills for 990, and 2,447 damage value, 24 kills here from the Groku's of the Wolf's Run. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. 591, 314, 139, and 380 here from those Harpies. 180 kills for 3,076 damage value from the triple chevroned Jabba Scythe. Excellent stuff here from Papa Palpatine. Always a great player and a fun to cast. 59 kills, 1,200 for Count Noculus and Pantalonnade, with 143 kills, 2,400 damage value from the MVP himself, 35 kills for 870 as well from the second Gunnery White. From the mob, we got 85, 120, and 318, and from those polearms, 270, 350, 295, and 288. From those bombers, 217 and 500, and for the handgunners, 407, 402, and 895 here from the Black Spot. From the Lamprey's Revenge, 95 kills, 1.7k as well for these really, really tanky boys. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please smash that like button. I'd really appreciate it. Drop a comment down below about what you thought about this battle as well. And if you are new here, I'd appreciate you also subscribing. If you are new, go down into that description where you can see all of my other social media platforms, and most importantly, my Discord. You'll be seeing all of my single player and multiplayer content, and you'll be able to partake in all my leagues as well as my tournaments. And you'll be able to post all your videos just like this one here on the Discord so I can cast it in the future. But other than that, I've been your boy Logic. Take care of yourself during these times, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care.